बहे नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे ओ नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव कर कमलवरे नाकाम अद्भुत सिंगाम दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनु भिंगा केशवधीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमल हरे अद्भुत सिंहा कशिपु तनु भिंगा केशवधीता जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमल वरे नाकाम अद्भुत सिंगा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनु भिंगा केशवधीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमल वरे नाकाम अद्भुत सिंगा तनु भिंगा केशवधीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभु निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल सर्वविघ्न नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे
Hare Krishna, there will be class in English in Bhagavad Gita. So all devotees are requested to sit and attend the class.
Thank you.
हरे कृष्णा, अभी भगवत गीता में अंग्रेजी में प्रवचन होगा। सभी भक्तों से निवेदन है कि भक्ति क्लास में अटेंड कीजिए।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jalaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jalaranjana यमुनातीरा वनचारी यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरा वनचारी यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Shri Radhe Jaya Gauranita 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 Jaya Gauranita Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Haribol 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 Nitai Gaur Haribol Jai Shri Harinama Sankirtan Ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text number 26. The chapter name, I hope everyone has a mobile, and for normally everyone has an internet also in mobile. So I request you, those who don't carry this Bhagavad Gita, so open your mobile and keep first of all on silent mode or vibration mode, and then go to the Google and type Bhagavad Gita 4.26. So you will get this shloka. So I will sing first, then also you can repeat. Strotradinindrayanene Strotradinindrayanene Sayyamagnishu Guhyati Sayyamagnishu Juyati Shabdadvin Vishayananya Shabdadin Vishayan Anya Indriyagneshu Juvati Indriyagneshu Juvati Stotradinindriyanene Sayyamagneshu Juvati Shabdadin Vinvayananya Indriyagneshu Juvati. We are reading from word to word. Stotragni Dradini, such as the hearing process. Indriyani, senses. Anye, order. Sanyama, of restraint. Agnishu, in the fire. Jivati, offer. Sab Shabdadin, sound vibration, etc. Vishayan, subject of sense gratification. Anye, others. Indriya, of the sense organ. Agnishu, in the fire. Juvati, they sacrifice. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Some, the unadulterated brahmacharis, sacrifice the hearing process and the sense in the fire of mental control, and others, the regulated householders, sacrifice the objects of the senses in the fire of the senses. Purport: the member of four divisions of human life, namely brahmacharis, the grahastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasis, are all meant to become perfect yogis or transcendentalists. Since human life is not meant for our enjoyment, enjoying sense gratification, like the animals, the four order of human life are so arranged that one may become perfect in spiritual life. The brahmachari is the student under the care of a bona fide spiritual master, controls the mind by abstraining from the sense gratification. The brahmachari hears only the word concerning Krishna consciousness. Hearing is the process, is the basic principle of understanding. Therefore, the pure brahmachari engage fully in Harinama Sankirtan, the chanting and the hearing the glories of the Lord. He restrained himself from the vibration of material sounds, and his hearing is engaged in the transcendental sound vibration of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Similarly, the householders who have some license for sense gratification perform such an act with a great restraint. Sex life, intoxication, and meat eating are generally tendencies of human society, but the regulated householder does not indulge in restricted sense life of other sense gratification. Marriage on the principle of religious life is therefore current in all civilization. Human society become this, that is the way for restricted sense life. The restricted unattached sense life is also the kind of yajna, because the restricted householder sacrifice his general tendency towards sense gratification for higher transcendental life. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Nitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पुंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरून् दीनतारिणं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं परमानन्दमाधवम्। Hare Krishna everyone, thank you so much for coming today. Every Sunday we celebrate the Sunday festival also. In the evening we also do a Bhagavad Gita session for all of you. So now we are at the fourth chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that's called as a transcendental knowledge. So in Bhagavad Gita, the 18 chapters is divided into the 3 different sections. So first section is Karma Yoga, the middle section is the Bhakti Yoga, and the third section is the Jnana Yoga. So this first 6 chapters talks about Karma Yoga and Karma Yoga in Krishna consciousness. So what is Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga means action. And when you do action in the form into pleasing Sri Krishna, that it become the Krishna conscious action. So here in Bhagavad, the Srila Prabhupada writes very beautifully in our purport. He talks about, first of all, the division of human society. As you have heard in Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka, Chatur Varna Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha Tasya Kartaram Abhima Vidya Kartaram Avyayam. So here, Chatur Varna Maya Srishtam, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita himself, कि I have created this 4 division of society. And this division of society is not based upon somebody is born in a different race, family, or somebody born in India or America, or somebody is rich or poor. No. This entirely is based upon the gunas he has. Chatur varnamasya guna karma vibhagasha, not the jati karma vibhagasha. Normally people understand because of this jati, I am born in this particular family, in a particular Brahmana family or Vaishya family. So we believe that this division of society is based upon my birth. But Krishna very clearly explains in the Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapters, this qualification is based upon your gunas, born qualities. Guna karma vibhagasha. So there are 4 divisions. A Brahmana, Grahastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasi. And Srila Prabhupada very beautifully divides this 4 different divisions. And this division is based upon the gunas and the karma's activity. If a Brahmana is more intellectual class of people. So in ancient scriptures, if you see, all the Brahmanas were into, most of them are doing yajna, ceremony or teaching others. This is the Brahmanical culture. If somebody is in Kshatriya family man, so he is very kind of warriorness. He can accept the vows, the courage, the bravery he can fight with. And the third is Vaishya. Vaishyas are nothing but those who are taking care of the cows. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagavan ki. So Vaishyas are meant for the taking care of cow, increasing the money or the society culture or the farming. These are the qualities of Vaishyas. And the last one is the Shudra. Shudra, these are the servant category. All these categories are divided by Shri Krishna himself based upon the quality. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, since the human life is not meant for our enjoyment, but the spiritual life. So here in Srimad Mahabharat, there is one shloka, Ahara Nidra Bhayamaitunamsha Samanyametat Pashubhi Narana Dharmo Hitesham Adhiko Vishesho Dharmen Hinaha Pashubhi Samana. So here, Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya and Maithun. So these are the different needs of a human being. Also the needs of an animal. Ahar, everyone needs food. Ahara, Nidra, everyone needs sleep. Bhaya, everyone defends. And last is Maithuna, the procreation. So these four are the different, these are the four different, the needs of a human being. But if somebody is only entangled in Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maitunamsha, Samanya Metat Pashubhi Narana. So these are also division, these are needs of animals also. If somebody is engaged in only these four qualities, then what it says? It says, Dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho. If dharmena hinaha pashubhi samana. If one body is vishesh roop se, he is trying something to know or understand or uplift our spiritual life or human form of life, what is that? Dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho. One who is adhik vishesh roop se, he is trying to upgrade oneself or try to understand spirituality in more deeper sense. So that person, dharme hitesham adhiko vishesho, that person become vishesha. But the same person, if he is not विशेष रूप से कार्य नहीं कर रहा है, किसके लिए? धर्म के हित के लिए, then धर्मेन हीनः पशुभिः समानम्. Then person is as equal to the animal. That's why science, it says we are two-legged animals. If we are not following this principle, really we are two-legged animals. Dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesha. So we have to try to understand what is dharma hitesham. So there is another personality, Charvak. He says, I know what you're talking about spirituality, my dear. He says, no, enjoy. Life is meant for enjoyment. There is one movie, I don't know, I was getting that song, जीने के है 4 दिन, बाकी है बेकार दिन, etc., etc. So this people believe that, normally one devotee was sharing me, Prabhuji, this new year, day 1, the English New Year, do you know that, Prabhuji, how many, bottles, beer bottles got, served or the sell? So he was telling me there are around like 100 million or 120 million liters of beer got sell on the one day, single day. So enjoyment. So similarly, so this Charvak says that Yavad jiya sukham jivat runam krutva घृतं पीबेत भस्मी bhutasya dehasya punar agamanah kutah. So he was saying, यावत जीवेत सुखम जीवेत, जीवन मिला है थोड़ा आनंद से जीते हैं, क्या टेंशन लेने का? We will live like a most beautiful, happiest life. एंड क्या करना है उसके लिए? ऋणम घृत्वा घृतम पिबेत. Even if you don't find a pure cow ghee, take some loan from your friend and please tell, I want to buy a ghee, pure ghee, A2 milk ghee, and I want to eat that. Runam grutva ghritam pibet. Don't worry about, you have to pay the debt or not. Bhasmi bhutasya dehasya. Anyways, this body is going to go into crematorium. भस्मी भूतस्य देहस्य. कौन आगे देखा है? क्या आगे होने वाला है? पुनर्आगमनः कुतः. So he was just saying, this Charvak is telling, who has seen this future? Let's enjoy now. Drink, be merry and happy life. So normally people live like this. Ahara nidra bhayamaitunam samanyameta pashubir sarana. Dharmo hitesham adhiko. But somebody is not engaging or consciously is doing this dharmic activity, then he is nothing but an animal. So Srila Prabhupada like this, human life is not meant for our enjoying sense gratification. For our life is for higher purpose. And Srila Prabhupada gives the practical examples also in this purport. So Srila Prabhupada, like the Brahmanas, the Brahmacharis or the students under the care of bona fide spiritual master, control the mind by abstraining from sense gratification. So, if I ask you one question, why in ancient culture did all the kings send their children to Gurukuls? Can somebody answer? What was the reason? Why there are so many kings? Can you name them? Dasharath Maharaj sends his Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughan to Gurukul under Vashishta. Perfect, thank you. So another example, Arjuna, Pandavas and Kauravas under Dronacharya. Perfect. And next is Krishna Balaram, our dear, they were under? Perfect, sir. Chandi Boni Muni. Second round of applause for Prabhuji. So all the devout kings, they sends their children to Gurukul. Why? The king life, why to send to the Gurukul? So much struggle. My son got so much struggled, have to go through a lot of struggle, and after a lot, Dasharath Maharaj did lot of tapasya. And after tapasya, he got the son. And son is away from him from many years, not just 1, 2, 3, but many years. So why? Can somebody answer? Yes. Discipline, very nice. First. And second, yes, Mataji. Spiritual upliftment, perfect. Improvement of gunas, perfect. Learn Vedic culture, yeah, very nice. Anybody from backside? Avoid distraction. Nowadays they don't have mobile. Currently we have a lot of mobiles. Even we normally, do you know that? Even the childrens, they cry to get mobiles now. Now one time I was traveling the train. And just in 2022, I was traveling to my native place. So that time I was sitting on my seat, and one boy and a family, a small 3 years, I guess. The children is around like 2 to 3 years, just older than that children. And he was having that mobile on his hand, and he was playing the game called as that time, there was a game called a Temple Run. There is called like Temple Run. Temple Run is that boy or the personality he runs, and behind that there is a evil personality. He wanted to catch hold of you, and he runs and gets points. So he was playing, and I could see that his expertise in playing. Normally I thought also he is also running, so let's me also download. So I downloaded and just tried myself. It was very difficult for me to clear the steps. but he was doing very efficiently. So now I could come to know that how much he has the screen, you know, experience, or how much he has spent his time on mobile. So that's why nowadays so much distraction. So that distraction is because we are morely attracted to the object which is has to be regulated in our life. Excess of attraction. So let's come to the very nice answer by different devotees here. So the one is important. One is very in a guna. Somebody says character over comfort. The one is most important. Comfort is not the important initial life. So initially, if you tried yourself to be in a comfortable position, people doesn't grow. There is one taste called as marshmallow taste. You can go on the Google and you can just check. So what was the taste? So marshmallow is the, I don't know, you might have heard, this is like candy, a small candy, just like we have eclairs, a parley, the mango candy we have in India. So similarly in Western country, they have marshmallows. Very beautiful, very nice, very tasty candies. So, and children's like a lot that candy. And they decided to have one big research on children's. So they decided to take the children's one by one, and they got all the children's on the one board, and they called children's one by one in the room, and they were offered one candy to them. And they were told, if you restrain not to eat this candy for just for 1 minute, we will give you 2 candies after completion of this 1 minute. But I will not be here. You have to stay with the candy only. So this experiment started. 1 student, 2nd student, 3rd student, 4th student. You can see this video, very beautiful video. How children get attracted towards that candy. Someone was seeing through from left side, someone was seeing from right side. Somebody got just licked it. It did not eat. All this experiment they tried. And after all, they could not able to resist themselves. They started eating. Some did. And some started, restraining. Oh no, I have to restrain. And then the experience and the experiment completed, and they could able to come to know after 20 years, those who restrained themselves not to eat that time, they were become the successful people in the world. And those people who not able to control, they succumb to some of the bad activity in their life. And they are not the successful people. So the character over comfort, we get a lot of comfort at home. Mothers are very, very kind to all the children. They tells father, don't beat Baba. This is your children's, only the children's. Sometimes father, mother, they have deep affections. For that, they need to send to the Gurukul to get good characters. Somebody says holistic education, our cultural education. And cultural education for what? Dharma, leadership governance, material skills, spiritual philosophy, scriptures, philosophy, logic, self-discipline, service, and ethics. A king need wisdom more than luxury. That we have to pay attention. Training under qualified guru, Vasishta, detachment from power, and last is spiritual foundation. If somebody is strong spiritual foundation, automatically he grows. And lastly, preparation of his responsibility in life. Either he takes the grahastha life, vanaprastha life, whichever life, or brahmachari life. So this was, and the essence is, a king must trained as a servant before he became a ruler. That's why there is one of our teacher, spiritual guide. He writes one book, Servant Leadership. How a leader, first he should be the servant of his community. That's why king is called as Palaka. But if the king is not serving the kingdom, then he is the Shashaka. Then he is a controller. That's why there is a difference between Duryodhan and Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yudhishthir Maharaj followed all the principles and he is considering they are all the children's. But Duryodhan was saying they are my commodities to enjoy. Whatever I say, they should complete, they should get me. So this is the difference. So brahmacharis hears only the word concerning Krishna consciousness, hearing in the basic principle of foundation, and therefore the pure brahmacharis engage fully in Harinama Sankirtan, chanting and hearing the glories of Lord. He restrains himself from the vibrations of the material sound, and his hearing is engaged in the transcendental sound vibration of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So what is yajna? Yajna means sacrifice. So sacrifice is, in different terminology, it called as worship, devotion to anything, prayers, praises, an act of worship or devotion, a form of offering oblation. So somebody says, I am doing yajna, Narsimha yajna, Ashwamedha yajna, Gomedha yajna. These are yajna means offering oblations in the fire of sacrifice. So here, very beautifully, Srila Prabhupada classifies between the two different categories. Particularly, he takes the Brahmanas or Brahmacharis and Grahastha life. So, Brahmachari life, Srila Prabhupada writes, there is a Naishtika Brahmachari. So, Naishtika, Naishtha, Eka. So, one who has strong conviction on one, that is the Supreme Lord. That person followed the principle throughout his life, that become Naishtika Brahmachari. So they sacrifice the senses in the fire of mental control. Just like I told this marshmallow test. So this, all the marshmallow test students, those who have controlled their senses, of not eating, control the tongue, automatically they become the successful in the world. So you can see that there are so many people who control the sense of urges. Just like in the Nectar of Instruction, there was a beautiful shloka. This talks about Vacho Vegam, Manasah Krodha Vegam, Jivva Vegam, Udarupastha Vegam, Etana Veyogana Visheta Dhira, Sarvam Apimam Prithvim Cha Shishyat. So what he was saying? He's saying, Vacho Vegam, Manasah Krodha Vegam. Vacho, the tongue. Vacho Vegam, Manasah Krodha Vegam, control on anger. Jivva Vegam, tongue. Udar Upastha, Udar means belly and Upastha means genital. The person who has control on this, all the 6 limbs of the body, Sarvam Apimam Prithvim Cha Shishyat, he is capable of accepting disciple all over the world. So this is the qualification. So Naishtika Brahmachari, the basic principle of Naishtika Brahmachari is to sacrifice the senses in the fire of mental control. And what is the weapon? Weapon is a Sayyama. Senses are engaged exclusively in Krishna's service, or we have to dowtil ourselves in Krishna's service. Like Srila Prabhupada very beautifully writes, if a person wants to do some activity, he can engage his senses in Krishna consciousness. How he can engage? Ears can be engaged in hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita class and doing Kirtan. Hearing Kirtan. Eyes can be seeing the deity, beautiful form of a deities. Nose smelling the flower of offered to the Krishna. Tongue can be honoring prasad, and skin is serving the devotees and the Lord. So here the key point can be noted, the Krishna consciousness does not stop the senses, but it purifies and redirects them. Materialists exploit the senses for temporary pleasure, leading to bondage. If a person doubted his tendencies or his urges in the Krishna consciousness, the senses become purified. But if a person engages in the material, mundane activities, he get bounded in the material cycle. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, janani jathare shayanam, iha samsare khalu dustare kripaya pare pahi murare. So here, Shankaracharya writes, Hey Lord, I am coming. Punarapi jananam. I am taking this birth again and again, again and again. Punarapi maranam. I am taking birth, again dying, again taking birth in different form, again dying. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, janani jathare shayanam. I am taking my birth from Janani Jathare, the womb. Janani Jathare Shayanam. Yah samsare khalu dustare kripya pare pahi murare. Hey Bhagwan, please give me your blessing so I can elevate myself or come out from this bondage and go home back to God. Kripya pare pahi murare. Hey Murari, just like you have killed the demon, similarly kill my all the propensities of doing mundane activity or sense gratification. So this leads to bondage. So till the time if we control our mind, that time our external object does not disturb us. So once there is one that also stated in Bhagavad Gita, our senses are like the horses, and the rein who control the senses is like a mind, and the charioteer is sitting is our intelligence, and the passenger is sitting behind is your soul. So all the senses, they try to go in different directions. But if the reins are properly controlled by the intelligence, by the charioteer, all the horses goes in the right directions. Similarly, we have a different urges, seeing the different personalities, items around us. But if we try to sharpen our intelligence, to keep mind on a track, uncontrolled mind track, then automatically we can control our senses. So here example is given in our shastras how this is very controlled life. Example is the mother Gandhari. She got to know that my husband is blind. So she said, okay, I will also not enjoy this form of life. So he started putting completely covered her eyes and lived her life throughout the day she left her body. There is another example, sir, 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, even in the very heat. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhaya agama paino nityas tam satikshasva bharata. The personality who may be very difficult, very cold and heat, they control themselves and try to maintain the same celibate life, having just a dhoti around and small kurta, uttari, and they live their whole life. That is called as vairagya. Similarly, for the householders also, who have some license for sense gratification, perform such act in great restraint. Srila Prabhupada says, sex life, intoxication and meat eating are general tendencies of the human society. But the regulated householder does not indulge in unrestricted sex life and other sense gratifications. Marriage on the principle of religious life is therefore current in all civilized human society because that is the way of restricted sex life. These restricted unattached sex life is also kind of yajna, because Restricted householder sacrifice is general tendency toward sense gratification for higher and transcendental life. So here, Srila Prabhupada writes, there are different terminology Srila Prabhupada used in his translations or purports. That is called as a grahastha who followed a brahmachari life in his life. That grahastha brahmachari. So here, grahastha, the person who stays at home, that is called as grahastha. And another, in English terminology, or in English words, it carries householder, one who control the house. So he is the main controller. If he is try to control his household's activity by keeping disciplined himself, then he can continued his spiritual life very soothingly. Even he has some license, but that license has to regulated by some means. The sense enjoyment, indulging sex life is regulated, dharma centered, aim at the pointing to Krishna conscious children. If this restricted life is followed, automatically his life become successful. The sacrifice here is the main key principle is regulation, the discipline. So the sacrifice is also mean using everything in Krishna's service, accepting pleasure only for what pleases Krishna. Even sense enjoyment, when regulated and spiritualized, it becomes the yajna. So, this is the example is given in the Shastra in Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto 17th chapter, shloka number 2 to 3. The shloka goes to Chitraketu Maharaj. When Chitraketu Maharaj was appointed as a king of Vidyadharas, so even being in the midst of all beautiful queens of Vidyadhara, he maintained his celibacy. He maintained the strong, the regulated principle. And by doing this, he dedicated his whole life in chanting the holy name of the Lord and maintain his purity. So another example given in the Shastra, one time Arjuna tried his level best to, upgrade his skills. Then he prayed to Indra. Then Indra called him to Indraloka, Amravati, and he started doing this activity, training them. So when Urvashi saw Arjuna, she got very much attracted to the beauty of Arjuna. So one night Arjuna was sleeping, and in the middle of night Urvashi came to Arjuna and she started requesting Arjuna, please fulfill my desire. Then Arjuna, being so much sense controlled and regulated, he told, you are like my mother. How can I engage you in your service? So these are the different ways people, they control householder lives. So here another understanding Acharya gives that Indriyagneshu, Indriya Agni, senses of Krishna, in that whatever we have to do, we have to please Krishna. So in Chaitanya Charitamrut, 19th Madhyach Leela, 19th chapter, 170 shloka, it talks about Sarvopadhi Vinurmuktam Tat Pravatvena Nirmalam Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Muchyate. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. So if whatever senses we have, whatever engagement we have to use this engagement in service to Krishna, pleasing the senses of Krishna. If we use our senses in pleasing the Krishna senses, then our activities or our senses get purified. There are examples like gopis, they were tried to please Krishna in all means. When Krishna started playing the flutes, they used to run. giving up their all the duties, positions, and they started turning to Krishna. So how Krishna Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate, that become the topmost spiritual activity. So here, there's two principles, Srila Prabhupada. Let's come to the translation again. So here, some unadulterated brahmachari, the Naishtik brahmachari, sacrifice the hearing process and the senses in the fire of mental control. Means the first is Naishtik brahmachari, or those who are in this brahmachari category or unmarried people, they try to control their senses on the weapon of Sayyama, and other, the regulated householder, sacrifice the object of senses in the fire of senses. They have to regulate their senses, and you have to sacrifice their senses. And seeing this, sacrifice the object of the senses in the fire of senses. So this is the ultimate, the purpose Krishna speaks in chapter number 4, verse number 23 onwards. Krishna speaks about how one can purify our senses, and these are the two principles Siddhanta Krishna gives in the Bhagavad Gita. And Srila Prabhupada writes at the Bengali translation, Naishtika Brahmachari Yajna Indriya Sayyama. Very nicely he writes, Srila Prabhupada gives a very beautiful shloka. Naishtika Brahmachari Yajna Indriya Sayyama. Then he has to, what is this weapon? Indriya Sayyama. Shotradi, Shotra Adi. Shotra, there are different 5 kinds of senses. Shotra means tongue, voice, speaking. Shotradi Manasa Tapa Agni Te Arpana. Means whatever the senses you have to offer this in the Agni of Manasa, the mind, control. Rupa Rasa Shabda Sparsha Vishaya Sayama Yajna Hoti Sei here Indriya Havana. So all the senses, sense object in the fire of senses we have to offer. So this is the discussion or the translation of Srila Prabhupada discuss about these two aspects, and Lord Sri Krishna explained this, how we can control our activities, our senses. And for the brahmacharis, this shloka is particular for brahmacharis as well as grahastha. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Anyone has any questions, if they can ask, otherwise we can do Kirtan Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much.